Hello, dear readers. So, I really wanted to try and angle it where the plant is in it more because it is quite a beautiful plant that I have cultivated here in the background for some time in the angle, and that's a little like a Moroccan light candle holder sort of thing hanging. So, and that this thing, yeah, this section here, that's just like the lights, like the string lights. It's not on currently, but maybe next time. Anyway, little setting introduction because why not? So, dear readers, we are up to talk number 5, given by Abdu'l-Baha in Paris in the year 1911. And this talk's topic was God comprehends all, he cannot be comprehended. Given on Friday evening, October 20th. Just fix that a little bit. That should be right. Abdu'l-Baha said, numerous meetings are held in Paris every day for different purposes, to discuss politics, commerce, education, art, science, and many other subjects. All these meetings are good, but this assembly has met together to turn their faces towards God, to learn how best to work for the good of humanity, to seek how prejudices may be abolished and the seed of love and universal brotherhood sown in the heart of man. God approves of the motive of our gathering together and gives us his blessing. In the Old Testament, we read that God said, "Let us make man in our own image." In the Gospel, Christ said, "I am in the Father and the Father in me." In the Quran, God says, "Man is my mystery and I am his." Baha'u'llah writes that God says, "Thy heart is my home, purify it for my descent. Thy spirit is my place of revelation, cleanse it for my manifestation." All these sacred words show us that man is made in God's image. Yet the essence of God is incomprehensible to the human mind, for the finite understanding cannot be applied to this infinite mystery. God contains all, he cannot be contained. That which contains is superior to that which is contained. The whole is greater than its parts. And that line again, that which contains is superior to that which is contained. The whole is greater than its parts. Things which are understood by men cannot be outside their capacity for understanding, so that it is impossible for the heart of man to comprehend the nature of the majesty of God. Our imagination can only picture that which it is able to create. The power of the understanding differs in degree in the various kingdoms of creation. The mineral, vegetable, and animal realms are each incapable of understanding any creation beyond their own. The mineral cannot imagine the growing power of the plant. The tree cannot understand the power of movement in the animal. Neither can it comprehend what it would mean to possess sight, hearing, or the sense of smell. These all belong to the physical creation. Man also shares in this creation, but it is not possible for either of the lower kingdoms to understand that which takes place in the mind of man. The animal cannot realize the intelligence of a human being. He only knows that which is perceived by his animal senses. He cannot imagine anything in the abstract. An animal could not learn that the world is round, that the earth revolves around the sun, or the construction of the electric telegraph. These things are only possible to man. Man is the highest work of creation, the nearest to God of all creatures. As it just chin keeps. That's part of the thing. No, I don't know, can you hear the mumbling? I mean, if you can't, that's alright, but it's not necessary. The mumblings are not necessary, so don't worry about it. Okay. Creation nearest to God of all creatures. All superior kingdoms are incomprehensible to the inferior. How therefore could it be possible that the creature, man, could understand the Almighty Creator of all? That which we imagine is not the reality of God. He, the unknowable, the unthinkable, is far beyond the highest conception of man. All creatures that exist are dependent upon the divine bounty. Divine mercy gives life itself. As the light of the sun shines on the whole world, so the mercy of the infinite God is shed on all creatures. As the sun ripens the fruits of the earth and gives life and warmth to all living beings, so shines the sun of truth on all souls, filling them with the fire of divine love and understanding. The superiority of man over the rest of the created world is seen again in this, that man has a soul in which dwells the divine spirit. The souls of the lower creatures are inferior in their essence. There is no doubt then that of all created beings, man is the nearest to the nature of God, and therefore receives a greater gift of the divine bounty. The mineral kingdom possesses the power of existing. The plant has the power of existing and growing. The animal, in addition to existence and growth, has the capacity of moving about and the use of the faculties of the senses. In the human kingdom, we find all the attributes of the lower worlds, with much more added thereto. Man is the sum of every previous creation, for he contains them all. To man is given the special gift of the intellect, by which he is able to receive a larger share of the light divine. The perfect man is as a polished mirror reflecting the sun of truth, manifesting the attributes of God. The perfect man, so man, and that incorporates woman, there's a woman, man is, it's part of it, is as a polished mirror, reflecting the sun, S-U-N, so the sun of truth, manifesting the attributes of God. And these are the virtues and the divine qualities that we seek to build and grow within ourselves on a daily basis in all interactions and existence and just our beingness. The Lord Christ said, "He that hath seen me hath seen the Father." God manifested in man. The sun does not leave his place in the heavens and descend into the mirror, for the actions of ascent and descent, coming and going, do not belong to the infinite. They are the methods of finite beings. Finite or finite? Finite. Finite beings. In the manifestation of God, the perfectly polished mirror, appear the qualities of the divine in a form that man is capable of comprehending. This is so simple that all can understand it, and that which we are able to understand we must perforce accept. Our Father will not hold us responsible for the rejection of dogmas which we are unable either to believe or comprehend, for He is ever infinitely just to His children. This example is, however, so logical that it can easily be grasped by all minds willing to give it their consideration. It's all about willingness. Because even me reading this and you reading along and thinking, that this is the whole point of the Baha'i faith, of all faiths, of all religions. It's taking what resonates with you. It's philosophy. It's a way of being and living. It's qualities, it's understanding, and it's really just, always back to the principle that Baha'u'llah really, really emphasized, was the investigation, the independent investigation of truth. And that means your own truth, because at the end of the day, it's your truth. You are living out this life. You are interacting with family, with friends, with colleagues, with people. So anything you hear, anything you read, anything, direct or indirectly or vicariously through others, is always going to come back to your truth. Upon meditation and reflection and prayer and devotion, or in stillness and silence, those answers and those feelings are going to be within yourself. So let these words from Abdu'l-Baha resonate, elicit any feelings, thought, questions arise very naturally, and let that be the journey, is what came through just then. So I really like this because it says, like I'll just say, this example is however so logical that it can easily be grasped by all minds willing to give it their consideration. May each one of you become a shining lamp of which the flame is the love of God. May your hearts burn with the radiance of unity. May your eyes be illumined with the effulgence of the sun of truth. And this love of God, I will say it again, because God is a word we can use for something so greater than us. You know, it's as I've mentioned again, and I'll say it again, but God has been used in so many different ways. You know, like source, universe, spirit. You know, these are some that come to mind right now. There's many more, but light being like it's a term, you know, and you can use whatever you feel sits within your body and within your spirit. For me at the moment it's God, because it's more direct, and it does encapsulate the meaning of love and something greater than us, you know, beyond, and a spiritual connection. He goes on to say, the city of Paris is very beautiful, a more civilized and well-appointed town in all material development. It would be impossible to find in the present world, but the spiritual light has not shone upon her for a long time. Her spiritual progress is far behind that of her material civilization. A supreme power is needed to awaken her to the reality of spiritual truth, to breathe the breath of life into her dormant soul. You must all unite in this work of arousing her, in reanimating her people by the help of that superior force. When an illness is slight, a small remedy will suffice to heal it. But when the slight illness becomes a terrible disease, then a very strong remedy must be used by the divine healer. There are some trees that blossom and bear fruit in a cool climate. Others there are which need the hottest rays of the sun to bring them to perfect maturity. Paris is one of those trees, for whose spiritual unfoldment a great flaming sun of the divine power of God is needed. I ask you all, each one of you, to follow well the light of truth in the holy teachings, and God will strengthen you by His Holy Spirit, so that you will be enabled to overcome the difficulties and to destroy the prejudices which cause separation and hatred among the people. Let your hearts be filled with the great love of God. Let it be felt by all, for every man is a servant of God, and all are entitled to a share of the divine bounty, especially to those whose thoughts are material and retrograde. Show the utmost love and patience, thereby winning them into the unity of fellowship by the radiance of your kindness. If you are faithful to your great work, following the Holy Son of Truth without swerving, then will the blessed day of universal brotherhood dawn on this beautiful city. And there are two images. I'll just try and show it. This is the 4th Avenue de Camoens in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower. So I'm guessing that's one of the apartments, or the building that Abdu'l-Baha would stay and also share his talks. Where Abdu'l-Baha spent most of his time in Paris, and that's another image as well that you can see. And I shall close it there and then continue with the 6th talk in the next one. But for now, that is the space, and I think just off that, Baha'u'llah and all the previous teachers all share the same message, just different language and different timing that they come into the world, you know, for where people are prepared and ready for that time. And so in this talk, it really just does give me a sense of breath and relief, knowing that the essence and all I really need to do is just be kind, be pure in heart, and really work and reflect on my own qualities and virtues and attributes in my everyday way of being, and to know that those thoughts of love is the core that will bring that love and patience which is very difficult, especially when it's in those situations where, well, people are at you or there's conflict. But it's really about tuning into how you want to show up, and it doesn't mean you have to be around them or you don't have to like bear with them, but it's continuing to respond and not react, but respond from a place of love and patience, and, you know, withdraw yourself from situations that aren't respectful of that, but show your reflection of light rather than giving back what animosity or discomfort or negativity is given to you. You reflect back the light and a different way of being, and that is the challenge. It's not meant to be easy, but every time we're facing these situations, we get to refine, reflect, refine, and continue. Anywho, shall leave it there, and then I will speak to you very soon again. Thank you so much, dear ones.